This is Dr. Dwain Woode, and I'm coming back because we are at 48 hours, actually a little over 48 hours in this week's fast, and I am um, actually doing pretty good. I just got out of a meeting. You see all the chairs around me. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. There we go. Let's push that back. That back there. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. So anyway, so I just got out of a meeting and was actually dealing with some network issues here at the office. So 48 hours into this week's fast, and another 24 to go. And I'm so glad that you are joining me. I hope that you have been fasting. If this is your 24 hours, if this is the end of your 24 hours, kudos to you, congratulations. So very, very proud of you for the decisions you've made. Now, we've had several people who texted me or emailed me, I shouldn't say text, emailed or messaged me to say that they were doing shorter fast, people who said that they were ending their fast at a particular time. And so we've got folks that are out there that are taking charge of their health and taking charge of their metabolism, taking charge of their wellness in an amazing way. And that's what fasting is just an amazing way to be able to do that. Now, one of the questions I get from a lot of people is about the ability to maintain fasting over the long term. And so that's a good conversation to have right here as we're now ending 48 hours, getting into our third day. And I answer this question in a couple of ways. Number one, it is certainly possible that there's somebody out there that at some point is not going to be able to maintain fasting. Is that possible? Yeah, it is. Why? For lots of different reasons. Whether it's a medical issue or all of a sudden they have some medications they've got to take that require them to eat, or some other issue that I can't even right now think of that would cause them to not be able to fast. Is that possible? That is certainly possible. But my answer in that case is it will happen. It can happen down the road, but what prevents us from doing it now? That's kind of like saying, you know what? I'm not going to be able to keep this job up for the next 5, 6. I'm not going to be able to keep this job up for 10 years. So right now, I'm not going to work because I can't keep it up, right? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. The other thing that I hear, and the same vein of fasting and keeping it up and longevity, is, well, if I'm exercising and I'm fasting and I'm eating well, I don't know how long I can keep that up. Same idea, right? On my show, I gave an example of someone who you own a house that you can't afford for whatever reason, right? So you could have afforded it before, or something happened, finances changed, you had a loss in the family, so you lost an income. And so the plan is going to be, okay, I'm going to sell this house because I can't right now sustain what I'm doing. I'm going to sell the house. But right now what I'm doing is I'm working 2 jobs to be able to keep up the payments for the house so that they don't come and take the house. Make sense? Okay, that's the background. So you can have a thought and say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to keep this up, so I'm just going to quit one of the jobs and just do what I can. That's certainly a way to go. But if you are able to do it right now, let's do that right now until you sell the house. Does that make sense? So the argument of not being able to maintain long term, I certainly buy, and people change. I mean, people's lives change. Hey Pam, I see you out there. Their ability to do certain things change, but this. Okay. This just came to me. This wasn't part of what I was going to say. This just came to me. So we talk to our young people, right? So I've got a son who's growing. You may have children that are growing, and what we do is we say, hey, while you're young, right? You get the education, you get the job, you're building life, And so that when you get older, like, you are able to then not have to work as much. And at least that's the sales pitch that we give, right? And that's the same idea here, because there is such a thing as residual benefit when it comes to health. And what does residual benefit mean? Residual benefit means that if you have done a good job now, if you are exercising, if you are putting in the time, if you're working on metabolism, then down the road, when you have to, for whatever reason, you have to back off, you have already invested, right? You've already put into the bank the deposits, so that later on you are able to withdraw. This is a perfect idea. We've been talking about strength training, right? So that's one of the pillars of the health action plan that we've been talking through. And one of the things that happens when we talk about strength training is that strength training builds muscles, right? It builds muscles. It helps you to maintain muscles. And it is a reserve, so that when you become ill, right, your body at that point actually begins sometimes to use parts of itself for your sustenance, parts of yourself to rebuild while you're sick. And so if you've done a good job of maintaining muscle mass, if you've done a good job of building, that is investing into the bank, that when you get sick down the road or something happens where you can't do those things, then you have a reserve. And that's one of the benefits. That's one of the benefits of what we do, that we are doing the things on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, so that down the road, right, we don't have those issues. Now, on the other side of that, there are things that we have done in the past, and I've done it. And so even now, I am dealing with some of the residuals of the way I managed my health in the past. Let me say that again. So even now, as I am working now to improve my health, and you guys, if you've been following me, you kind of know my story and some of my struggles. I'm dealing with some of those consequences now, right? But by being able to invest now, I am investing in the future. Okay? It's kind of like savings. You didn't do a good job of saving before, but that doesn't mean we stop now. It means, okay, now let's go ahead and let's get in place some of the things that we didn't do before, so that my future is still secure. It may be a little delayed, but it's not gone. And so my answer to the ability to sustain is yes. You may get to a point where you can't at some point do it, but that doesn't mean you can't do it now. Right? And so, but my other thought on this whole idea of the longevity of fasting is that we are not fasting for fasting's sake. We are fasting as a component. It is a piece of the tools that we're using to be healthy. And I want you to get the distinction there. So when I talk to people and I say to them, hey, or they're talking to me about their plan, I say, okay, we want to do something when it comes to health. And I say, okay, what's your plan? And you know what their plan is? I'm going to fast, I'm going to walk, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And those are great ideas. I love them because they are very fundamental to the things that I teach and the conversations I have. But before we get there, the thought that I want you to have is the thought that I simply want to be healthy. There's an interim conversation that you need to have in your head. I am going to be healthy, okay? I'm going to be healthy. Now, and I've taught people, the SMART, setting SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that I want to be healthy doesn't sound like a SMART goal. It is not a SMART goal. It is a concept. It is a vision. It is a change in mindset. What does that mean? That means that for so long, we've just been going along and just letting life happen. We've been letting our health be what it is. We've known for a long time. People keep telling us, we ourselves have an idea of, hey, I need to do some things for my health, and I'm going to do it, right? It's been on the back burner. But the first concept is not let me go exercise. The first idea is not let me go fast. The first idea is not let me go throw out all the stuff in my kitchen and start eating healthy. The first thought is, I need to be healthy. And then once I've made the decision, I've made the commitment that, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing, right? This is the rhythm of my life. This is the tenure of my life. This is where I'm heading. This is who I want to be known as. Then the question comes, how do I do that? And when I ask the how do I do it, then I start looking at those things that I can do. But if you say, okay, I'm going to be healthy, or I'm going to exercise. Well, what if you can't exercise? What if you miss a day? What if you can't keep it up? What if it's cold outside? What if it's whatever? But when I say I'm going to be healthy, and okay, these are the things I do to become healthy. These are the things I put in place for my health. I've got a reason for what I'm doing. And so when it's cold outside, I still can walk. If I can't walk, I can still do some strength training. If I can't strength train, I can still eat better, right? So notice what I've done is I've taken the goal or the idea of being healthy, and I've now come up with a list of things that I can do that help me achieve that. And then I begin now saying, okay, what is my goal, the SMART goals, what are my goals for exercising, for walking? How am I going to do it? Right? I'm going to walk 3 times a week. Okay? How many steps am I going to walk? How long am I going to walk? How often am I going to do it? I'm going to do it by myself, right? So what is my goal? Well, do I want to see an improvement in my blood sugar? Do I want to see my A1C improve? Do I want to see my weight go down? Notice what I'm doing is I'm taking the idea of being healthy. I've come up with a list of things that help me get to the health. And then now I take each of those and I start looking, okay, how do I set these goals up so I can be successful? And so when I'm talking about fasting, in my case, I am fasting because that's my idea. I'm being healthy. I am not letting anything prevent me from doing this. So I'm being healthy. I want to be healthy. And now, how do I become healthy? What are the things I need to do? That's where the Limitless Living Health Action Plan comes in. And as we walk through that, you see those specific things, and we say, okay, here are some things that you can do that help us achieve that idea. And then, how do we do it, right? This is, how do we fast? Well, you can do a 16-8, a 12-12, 24, 1 meal a day, alternate day fasting. You can do a 5 and 2 fasting. You can do a 24-hour fast, a 72-hour fast, a 48, right? So now we are getting the specifics of what it is. Make sense? And I'm excited to be here at a little over 48 hours now. And I applaud you if you are here in this space. I applaud you if you have completed your fast. I applaud you if you are starting right now, because some people are saying, okay, I'm going to start today with you and I'm going to fast for the next 24 hours so that when we break the fast tomorrow and we do our review, then that will be my 24 hours. There are people who fasted, they started yesterday and they ended their fast today. There are people who started their fast on Tuesday and they ended the fast yesterday, 24 hours. We will do our check-in this evening on our show at 9 p.m. Central. Dwain Woode, MD. Come on, join us. You get to see what my blood sugars are. You get to see what my ketones are. And by the way, drop in here. What do you think my ketones are going to be? Right? 48 hours of fasting. I think they were 0.8 yesterday when we checked. 0.8. Get to see what my weight's doing. If you've not already been a part of our series that we're doing in the morning, 6 o'clock, it's part of the MOVE campaign, right? So metabolic optimization via exercise, MOVE. Metabolic optimization via or by exercise. And so we did a 100-day of walking for consistency. We did our mini series, The Bridge to Mastery. Now we are on, today is day 26 of strength, strategy, and mindset. As you know, if you've not been there, you get to see me lifting some weights, get me to see me doing some stretching, doing some squats, some goblet squats. We do some curl and presses. We do some bench presses with dumbbell press, right? Because I don't have a barbell. But you get to see that, and you get to see what I look like. Well, you used to see me with these shirts, right? But if you come, you get to see what I look like, because I'm showing you in real time, okay, this is where we're starting, and these are the benefits that we are seeing as we move through the space. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, and I applaud you once again. Come on, let's join the community. Let's be limitless in our living. We are living limitless lives, which says that we're not allowing anything from outside or anything from inside to prevent us from doing what we need to do to be healthy. We are presenting our best self, our best health, and our best plans. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted. I see you this evening for our check-in at 9 p.m. Central on Dwain Woode MD Live. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye, Pam.